So how did everyone feel about Def Grandma? Yeah, it's.
But that's just because of the base, the functionality of JavaScript.
Right.
So that the problem itself is easy once I got past that.
Yeah.
I got crazy excited once I got it. I thought it was really good because it forced me to like really break down each part, and I put it all in there, and then I had to think about how I can get it organized as well to make everything work right. Otherwise, I don't get December sleeves all the time.
Yeah, we always get. Everyone's very opinionated about Def Grandma. A lot of people are like, "Dude, I don't even know why you have it in there. It's like it's pointless. You're never going to use that prompt." It's like, but it's like that's not the idea. But we understand it. But it's also like give you guys a really hard thing initially, just be like, "Oh, what the type of thing." But
it was terrifying.
It was difficult due to technical limitation, not because of logical limitation.
Right. Yeah. So we're gonna go through this. We're gonna go through it kind of quick because it's easy to get past this part, and then once you do Def Grandma in Python, it's gonna be like, oh, this is the easiest thing ever. So what is the premise? So if you write a program which can imitate a grammar who's hard of hearing that follows these constraints. If you don't put anything in it and just hit enter, she responds with what? If you ask a question with any lowercase letter, she responds with speak up, kid. If you talk to her in all uppercase, she responds with not since 1946. The very first time you say goodbye, she says leaving so soon. The second time you say it, she says later, skater. Here's an example, like kind of what the expected output would be. We wanted to do it in JavaScript. As I mentioned yesterday, ensure you read these prompts. Bring it up here. And it seems kind of intuitive at first because prompt would just like, if you write prompt in the console, we'll get into like Chrome DevTools and like the console in Chrome. But if you like write prompt, hey, oh, what's going on? What? Oh, didn't. What was it? It says like, it brings it up when you're in the web browser. But we're not writing code in the web browser. Writing code in the terminal. And here. So that's one of the limitations. So in this next link, we have this prompt. Looks like it's an NPM package. If you don't know what that is, you can always Google it. If you know like what it is, great. So we're going to, first thing I need to do is what? I don't have Def Grandma on my machine yet. So the first thing I need to is fork it over. So it looks like I already have it. So I need to clone it. How do I clone it? John. How do I clone from GitHub? Awesome.
Then git clone.
Awesome. Great. And there it goes. Shows up right here. So I'm going to open it. Yep. Make sure I'm in the right folder. So I'm going to cd into Def Grandma. So I'm going to list it. Got my README. Got my JavaScript file. My Python file. I'll clear it. I'm going to close this side window. So Def Grandma. So first, I just want to, I want to do that prompt. I'm going to read the documentation. Getting started with prompt is easy. Let's take a look at an sample prompt. So I'm just going to copy and paste this. So I don't know how prompt works. I just don't know. So I'm going to comment the code out initially. Yep. So I have to muscle memory. It's command and then command /. or where the question mark is. So command / oh, didn't mean to do that. So I'm going to copy, oh, that's not what I want. I'm going to copy this command or this prompt over. Just copy all that because this is supposed to be a working example. Looks like require prompt start. Looks like prompt dot start. Start looks like a built-in method, a built-in function that's associated with the prompt package. Looks like prompt.get is also a built-in method with the prompt package, and it looks like it takes in a parameter and a callback function. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to node, like def grandma. Okay.
Hey, Tom, is that considered one parameter, both username and email, or is that?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, it takes in one parameter and then like a callback function.
Okay.
Right? Or no, yeah, right.
You need the model.
Yeah. Or I'm sorry, it doesn't take, I'm sorry. There's no callback function. It just takes in two parameters. The first parameter looks like an array. I'm not actually quite sure what it does yet. And then the second parameter is a function. So cannot find module prompt. I don't know what that means because I'm not familiar with JavaScript.
I think you have to install the node package for.
Okay. So I'm just Googling stuff now. Stack Overflow is going to be your best friend. So I see we have Stack Overflow. But after pulling down a GitHub following instructions, there's npm. So based off of the answers, there's 485 answers. Green question mark, that means this is to solve this specific individual's question. Even though this doesn't look like, I don't know, cannot find module Fay. Maybe this isn't the right one, but there's something called npm install global. I really don't know what's going on because none of this is making sense. I'm going to go back and look, see if there's anything else. Can't find module. Use strict prompt. So this kind of looks familiar of what, like this kind of looks like the error I'm getting. Well, it says, so I performed npm install prompt. All right, well, I didn't do that, so then maybe that's what I have to do. I'm going to do that. I'm going to clear this. npm install prompt. I just want to actually first look at the prompt package, though. Prompt npm package. Prompt package. So this looks like the prompt package. I can find that. So there's how I can install it. Oh, okay. Here's the actual code where that came from. So it's good to research, like Google lots, and try to get down to you're very confident you know you're typing in the right thing. Because the last thing you want to do is install a package and it's not the right package, and now it's just on your laptop and it's just taking up space. So I'm going to npm install prompt. Hopefully, okay, it's doing something. Looks like, oh, Jesus. I don't know what any of that was. Package, 0 vulnerabilities. I guess that's okay. I don't know if it's okay, so I'm just going to node def llama JS. Okay, cool. I got something.
Hey, Tom.
Yep.
So I remember when I was learning Java, you would import packages at the beginning of the program. Does that exist in JavaScript also, or this is how we have to handle it?
When you say install it in the beginning of the program,
You would just say import standard or whatever.
Let's use a library.
so
Yeah,
so this is what that is.
Oh, I see.
Oh, wait, you didn't actually have to like run a command to import anything?
Right. it was just-
Okay.
Right.
So it's probably
just needed to run.
because it was probably built into the Java language. So there are built-in packages. Like when we get into Python, there are built-in packages where all you have to do is import so-and-so package. You don't actually have to install it. So with JavaScript and Node specifically, there's a lot of, well, almost all packages you have to install.
So
Yes.
while we're doing these packages, like if we're solving some of these things, is it just preferable to install that directly into the directory we're working with? Should we be doing any global installs?
It depends. There'll be times where you'll be doing global and just in the app you're currently working in. So it just kind of depends.
Otherwise, we need to download this every time.
Correct. Unless you want to download it globally.
Hey, Tom, I just got a quick question. I think it says one pack when you do that npm install. On the end, it says like one package is looking for funding, run npm fund. Is that just like the link to the Sarah McLachlan commercial to get you to fund their
Where is it
site?
at?
Or is that, it was at the end of like the install?
Oh yeah, I didn't see it.
Okay. It popped up on mine
Mm.
when I did it, and I didn't know if like npm fund was anything we need to know, or if that just links us to like a site to donate to them.
Yeah, it could be both. Like
Okay.
some packages rely on other packages as well, but usually when you npm install that package, it's just also install any dependencies. That's what they're called, dependencies.
Okay.
So it looks like prompt accepts. So it looks like prompt.start says username. I'm going to say type in Tom, and then email, tom@email.com. Okay, cool. So username and email, I'm going to say password. I'm just going to change it to see what that does. Password. Anywhere email said, I'm just take. I just want to see how this works. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to clear this. Username Tom. Okay, sweet. It says password. Okay, password. I just want to make sure this works. So it looks like the array is a list of what you want to grab, and then result. See result coming here. What if I change this to something else? Something else. I don't know if that is like inherent into the how the package works. I don't know if result is a keyword that is reserved. So, 3. So it doesn't look like it's reserved. Cool. All right. So first I need to start this. So I don't need any of this. It looks like I just need to start something. I'm going to delete all these comments. Start the prompt. So I'm going to take in const def grandma. Arrow functions. Who's not familiar with arrow functions? We're going to get into it. We'll get into it. Okay. So I'm going to do prompt.get because we need to get stuff. Okay. I'm going to say input right now. And then it also takes in a function with the error and then result. Is that right? That's how the previous thing worked. And then if, this is where I'm going to do a bunch of if statements. So in our def grandma says, in your code, you definitely use if statements and likely if else statements. That's extremely difficult. So if result result.info or input equals empty string. So if it's empty string, what should it be?
What?
what? All right. Come on. I don't know why I'm copying and pasting that. I could just write it. So I'm just going to run this, see what happens. Def, grandma, execute, I got to invoke it. Coming down here, clear the terminal. So I'm back down here in the terminal. So what I've done, I've npm installed this prompt package. And the way the prompt package worked, I have to start, I have to start the prompt. And then I also have to receive input from the user, from the console. And that's done through this get. And then it takes in, you can call this whatever, it can take in a number of, it looks like it takes in an array. I'm guessing it can be as long as you want, but it takes in an input. And then it also takes in a function. And then the result of it, to get the user's input, like the value of user's input, it's result dot inputs. That's what I'm guessing. I'm actually going to console log result dot input.
What was the first line like? What exactly? Like I was
This?
from start one to the top one.
This one?
Yeah, created a variable content.
Okay, so this is kind of like you're importing. You're telling that within this package, within this program, the variable prompt you require this package, the package prompt, and then when you're assigning it to this variable prompt, so you can essentially have access to all the methods that are in this package that you download, that you installed when you call prompt dot something.
Like loading it, running it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna node def grandma.js. So I've got input, so that's where that is. And so if I don't type anything, it should say what. But if I do type something, I should see the console right here. No, because I just want to see what no matter what. So there it goes. So I'm gonna run it again, and then if I don't press anything, okay, cool, it says what. But then my program ends, which I don't want to happen. Interesting. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy and paste the rest of the stuff, and then we'll walk through it. So it's like there's a bunch of if statements. So I do prompt.start starts the prompt. First I start the prompt, and then I execute this def grandma. Comes up here, runs through prompt.get. That's when the console asks me to prompts the user to input something. And then based off of the user input, it runs through these if statements. If the input is empty string, it's going to console log what, and then it's going to rerun the def grandma. So it's going to re-execute that. So it won't stop the program like it just did here. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. If it says, if the input is goodbye, and this goodbye variable, which out here, it's outside of the program, equals 0 or equals 1, then it says later skater, and then it just returns. Else if goodbye, console log leaving so soon. So this is the very first time I'm saying goodbye, and then it increases this goodbye variable by 1. And then it reruns this, reruns the def grandma function. Else if the input result to uppercase, so if everything is uppercase, it says not since 1946, and then it reruns this again. So it's just pretty much a bunch of if statements.
I've never seen, sorry to interrupt.
No.
I've never seen like, establishing a loop by recalling the function over and over. Is there any strength or weakness to that? You want to say that to the end?
No, do you know if there's like a strength or weakness to just continuously to execute the same function until it's kind of like almost a we're essentially doing a recursion. Yeah. So it's just recursion until this goodbye equals 2, and then it returns.
Things where the work of the prompt library, we couldn't like the way the library is set up right now. I'm not able to find a way to do this iteratively. It was
Right.
It's an asynchronous function. You ask it, it doesn't pause the program to ask you, so it just keeps on running the while loop while it's waiting for you to type something in and practice your program. Some of you, I know some of you noticed.
Yeah, that was my fault. So I ended up using that prompt sync.
I didn't put like an exit.
Yeah, so prompt sync that we use.
All right, let's run through this and see if it works. Hey kid, so I'm just gonna type in nothing. It says what? I'm gonna type in something lowercase. It says speak up kid. I'm gonna type in something, all uppercase, but not goodbye. It says not since 1946. I say goodbye the first time, leaving so soon. Goodbye. Later, skier. There you go. What questions do you have? Yes.
Can we find the solution?
I'm going to post it, and then I'm going to re-upload these videos so you can see the solution.
So yesterday when we were running into the issue was the asynchronous nature of JavaScript, right?
Yeah.
What we did was we started a loop, and then we put the prompt function inside of it. And that's why it kind of kept repeating, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what you did was just specified it once without any loops. So it cannot run again until we finish the execution of like if and whatever, and then we call the function again, right?
Yes,
So it kind of like restarts the function without letting it go further.
correct.
So
Yeah, you're right.
Is that essentially what recursion is then? It's calling function from within the function? Or,
You're
Yeah,
That's a good-
exactly.
yeah.
okay.
you're executing the function over and over until like a base case is met.
Okay.
What is
Just wanna make sure I fully understood.
And we'll get into recursion later on. So
What is
So-
the asynchronous function again?
it doesn't run. Can you explain it?
So an asynchronous function, well, most code in JavaScript and other coding language is synchronous. It goes line by line. The line below the first one doesn't run until the first one is done with what it's doing. Some functions, however, are asynchronous, meaning we call a function in the line above it, and then anything that we want to call after it will start to run whether or not the thing above it has resolved. So it's more relevant when we get into things like making calls to other websites. But it looks like this prompt library is also asynchronous, so it'll prompt the user there, but anything you tell it to do after that will still run immediately.
Let's stop the recording there.